And I'm Andy. We're here with Wild World of Beer.
We're here tonight at the BFD Fest, hosted by Wolf Creek and their tap room in Santa Clarita Valley.
Let's see what kind of beers they have to offer us.
Sounds good.
Cheers. With Wild World of Beer. I'm here with Brian from Bravery Brewing here at the BFD Fest in Santa Clarita. Brian, I was wondering if you could tell me just a little bit about Bravery, where you guys are located, and what kind of beers you specialize in.
Absolutely. So Bravery Brewing's up in Lancaster, California. We opened our doors to the public in 2012. Actually, 4th of July will be our 4th anniversary. We started really small. We started on a little 3-barrel, 100-gallon per batch brew house, and in April of this year, we just expanded to a 15-barrel brew house. So when it's all said and done,
that's a lot more beer.
A lot more beer. When it's all said and done, our new production site will allow us to brew 25 times more beer than we were brewing last year.
That's good news.
Yeah, as far as our specialty, we don't really focus on any one type of style of beer. We do brew a lot of West Coast style beers, but my one big personal focus is barrel-aged beers. Barrel-aged imperial stouts, barrel-aged barley wines, everything in between, and bourbon, brandy, tequila, rum.
I got all that stuff.
So it just opens up a whole new kind of like door of flavor possibilities, and just a whole lot of experimentation to be done.
Awesome. Well, it's nice and hot here today, so we're drinking your Session IPA.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta say, great aroma on this thing, but it's still, for a light beer, it's still got a lot of body. How did you manage to get that?
So yeah, so with these session beers, you're using all your tricks as a brewer to try to increase the body. So we're using flaked wheat, we're using oats, which is going to increase the mouthfeel. We're mashing at a much higher temperature than you normally would for a standard IPA, so that's going to leave more residual unfermentable sugars in the beer. So we end up with a 4.5% beer that feels like a 6 or 7%.
You can drink a few of these and not be
exactly,
yeah. Awesome. Can you talk a little bit about the hop combination used, or is it all Mosaic?
So it's heavy on Mosaic. It's also complemented with Citra and Simcoe. But Mosaic is the biggest player in that beer. So you get a lot of that really nice, kind of like fruity, juicy, melon-like Mosaic character.
Yeah, no, that's a great nose. I really like that, man.
Thank you.
Cool. When you were talking about your barrel project, how many barrels do you guys have in your brewery?
Yeah, so right now we're down to about 20, but by the end of next year we hope to be closer to 300. And the reason for that is when we were transitioning from the 3-barrel brew house to the 15-barrel, I didn't want to keep having to use the 3-barrel to fill barrels, so I kind of had this lull in our production as far as barrel-aged beers go. But we just picked up a dozen Woodford Reserve barrels. Those are going to get filled next week with the barley wine.
Nice.
And then we have a lot more brandy, tequila barrels coming in as well. So 2017 is going to be a great year for us as far as barrel-aged releases go.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
My pleasure.
Great to meet you. I'm here with Sarah from Transplants Brewing Company. Sarah, I wanted to know if you could tell me a little about your interesting logo that you guys use for Transplants.
We're really fortunate to have a really great artist friend that also works at Knott's Berry Farm. He's a good friend of ours. His name's Brandon Singleton. He created this amazing logo for us, and Transplants kind of stands for, we're from Chicago originally. Our other business partners are from New York, so LA's kind of a melting pot basically, so everybody's from somewhere else, so that's kind of where it kind of comes from.
Awesome. Well, we have a guava beer. What kind of beer is this?
It's a guava IPA, El Mas Guapo. So it's got guava.
That's delicious. That's awesome. When did you guys put the guava in there?
We put it in secondary.
Nice.
Yes.
That's a very tasty beer. Cheers. All right, so I'm here with Frank from San Fernando. We're here drinking. I'm drinking a grapefruit IPA.
Grapefruit IPA, yeah.
Frank, I've heard a lot about your tasting room. That it's just crazy busy all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys have like a little bit of a beer island, so you're kind of on your own. But tell me about what happens at your tasting room.
A lot goes on in the tasting room, I think. It's gotten more crazy as the months gone on. The amount of people that have come in to support, especially local, has been outstanding. I mean, there's really nothing else that we can say about that besides the fact that the support that we have is
That's awesome. Well, you know, when the local people are interested in your beers and they keep coming back, that you're doing something right.
Exactly,
That's pretty awesome. So this grapefruit IPA, man, it has so much grapefruit nose, and I feel like it's balancing really nice with the hops, and delicious, man. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
All right, I'm here with Brian from Lucky Lukes in Palmdale. I noticed you guys have just opened in 2015. Can you tell me a little bit about how that process has been getting open?
Well, it's been long, 2 years in the making. Basically, by the time we came up with the idea, got funding, executed, and opened the doors, 2 years.
Wow, that seems like a long time to wait for a beer.
Well, the good thing, there's plenty of good beer in the Antelope Valley, so it kept us motivated, to say the least.
Awesome. Well, we're drinking your India Pale Lager. Really delicious, I gotta say.
Thank you.
What kind of hops are going in here?
So that's Apollo, Cascade, and Amarillo. So it's a bright, kind of citrusy, fruity type of beer. Also very light in body, being a lager. So it's a 6.8% alcohol, hides it pretty nicely, but very refreshing.
Yeah, we never would have guessed. Cheers.
Cheers.
So I'm here with Steve from Kinetic Brewing Company. Hey there. Steve, I want to know, 5 years ago you guys were the only brewery in your area. What was that like?
Well, it was nice to be the only game in town, but it's definitely changed. And it's changed for the better. It's great to have some companions out there. It makes the Antelope Valley a better destination for craft beer.
But it also helps probably that there's a lot more beer fans out there now.
It does. I think there's always been the same amount of beer fans. I think there's more now for sure. There's a lot more than there were.
And I know that we're drinking your coffee stout with a little bit of vanilla. This was a special beer?
It's our 4th anniversary beer.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's got some age on it now. It's a coffee beer with vanilla and cacao nibs.
It's delicious.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
All right, we're here with Blake from State Brewing Company. Blake, I noticed your tagline on your brewery is not the state you're from, but the state you're in. What does that exactly mean?
Well, you know, we are 4th generation Californians. So we wanted to have the state of mind being state of California. So I don't care if you came from Massachusetts or Texas, but you're here now, you're in California.
Come on down to the State Brewing.
Now you're in the state.
There you go. Awesome. Well, I noticed also a lot of your beers are lagers for a new brewery. Is that a challenge, or?
For us, it's not. We're able to do it due to the fact that our bright tanks are inside a walk-in. So it's at 38 degrees. So we can flip ales within 4 days. So we delegate one tank to doing lagering for 30 days. And you know, we do it very precise and very traditional.
That's awesome. Well, I'm drinking this rye lager. It's really tasty. So thank you.
Man. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm here now with Brian from 818 Brewing. Brian, obviously 818, you're in the San Fernando Valley, but where exactly are you guys?
We're in Canoga Park, Chatsworth border. DeSoto and Nordhoff is our closest cross streets.
Nice, and you guys are pretty new. How long have you guys been putting beers out?
Yeah, we were approved in August of 2014. November, our first kegs came out, and we've just been brewing ever since. We're a small nano, 3-barrel system. So.
That must be a lot of work, probably brewing very often. I'm drinking this really delicious dark Golden Strong.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it.
That has strong ties to our home brew days, and we finally have brewed that on our production system now, and it's just a true triple Belgian strong that kind of rounds out our whole line. And
it's really delicious. It's got a little bit of the banana, a little bit of the clove notes to it. super drinkable, but I'm sure it's actually pretty strong.
Yeah, 8.3%.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's my biggest question of the night is this is the BFE Fest hosted by Wolf Creek. Do you know what BFE stands for?
We were just talking about it. Is it not Beer Fest something?
Does anybody know what BFE stands for?
No.
No? Any guesses?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be nice.
Beer forever.
Beer Fest event? Beer Fest event. That's another good guess.
Beer Fest something. Beer Fest. What's the E? I don't know.
How about beer
What
for
does it-
everyone?
Beer for everyone. I like that.
Had a great time today.